See this. It says, I've been scrolling through approved H1B visas all morning and it's far worse than I thought. I'm talking janitors, line cooks, secretaries, and every entry level position you can think of. The worst culprit by far is Cognizant, who got almost 7,000 H1B visas approved in 2024 alone. These people need to be investigated for defrauding the American people. Let's talk about this. You remember how I said everything that affects.
Hey fam, Gracie here once again. Welcome back to the channel. I am hoping that from wherever you my people are watching this from, you're doing all right and God has protected you and preserved you very well. And to you that continuously give support to me on here, that really means a lot to me. So thank you so very much and happy new year in advance. Yes, and as always, we do have an interesting and hot conversation and episode to look at, and I will definitely appreciate your opinions on this one. We all know that M.A.G.A supporters or Trump supporters, the reason as to why they voted for him, much as there are other factors that influenced them. The issue of the border and migrants. Yes, M.A.G.A supporters are against migrants, whether legal or illegal, and they are supporting the notion that American resources are supposed to be going to the Americans because they are taxpayers and they are also working for this beautiful country. And they are also saying that, you know, the benefits that are given to these migrants, they are extreme while we are here rotting in poverty, rotting in unemployment. And honestly, let's be honest here, even Democrats that never voted for Trump, border control and migrants is one of the things that they probably agreed on with Trump, right? Now, this election really is shocking us just a few weeks ago, right? But it keeps shocking us. The man that was against all of these, you know, migrants, and he's saying he's deporting them. He's working closely with the greatest scammer of all times. You know that migrant, he comes from South Africa, from the system of apartheid. And this guy, he's on it again. He's been sparking a lot of controversy recently. But this one so far is getting on the nerves of Americans, and we are going to look at these videos and we will definitely come back and we talk about it. Let me know what you think in the comment section.
Yo, check this out. Please watch this, right? I need you to like this. I need you to share it. I need you to repost this. I need this to go out to as many people as possible. We're going to read this and I'm going to break something down. Ready? Watch. So I was scrolling TikTok, right? And this guy, I'm on Twitter, right? And I see this. It says, I've been scrolling through approved H1B visas all morning and it's far worse than I thought. I'm talking janitors, line cooks, secretaries, and every entry-level position you can think of. The worst culprit by far is Cognizant, who got almost 7,000 H1B visas approved in 2024 alone. These people need to be investigated for defrauding the American people. It has 433 quotes, 16,000 likes. Now, let's talk about this. You remember how I said everything that affects white people is always tested on black people first? Good. You see this 7,000 jobs in 2024 from this company? Those are jobs that should go to black Americans. What you see all these line cooks that you go to see, Mexican line cooks you see in restaurants, you think they're all American citizens or you think they're all residents? They're H1B. You think we can't cook? You think we can't be janitors? You think we can't be secretaries? See, they've been doing this for a while. Black people have been talking about this, but no one has given a shit. You've never cared because not only does it not affect you, it pushes black people further down and creates a buffer class where whites are on top. And you've been happy about this. You've been okay with this until now that the white sector of tech is now going to be affected. Someone decided to go check and see, and they found that the reason black unemployment is so high is because the whites who control the jobs have decided to not give black people work. They've decided to not give black people loans to create jobs. We've seen it. Asians will come, they will say, they will refuse to give black people money. Asians will go to banks, they'll say, we're going to give you money only if you go to this neighborhood, and there's only specific type of businesses they're allowed to open, businesses that ruin the black community. This shit is planned. See, now It has started affecting you. This is just white tech. You see all of these positions, they've gone, right? You know what's next? The mid-level, entry-level positions that is exclusive to you white people. It's coming. They've gone for tech now. This is what we've been saying. This whole time, I've been saying, we've been telling you, Black Americans have been saying, you've been looking, thinking Black people are crazy, Black people are mad, Black people are insane, Black people are delusional. Now you're seeing it. Now that it's affecting white people have decided, oh, let's go look. Now white people are actually seeing what America looks like from the Black perspective. So this is what I wanted to share. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet. You think Trump is about you? Do you have any idea what an oligarchy is? Do you understand what this is? Okay, see, Vladimir Putin, right? Russians loved him. He's been in power for 25 years because he stopped what America is about to go into. Oligarchy, when Russia came out of the Soviet Union, it went straight into oligarchy. That's where we're now. America is about to become an oligarchy starting next month, in a couple days. Y'all about to find out.
Controversies brewing with Vivek Ramaswamy, Elon Musk, in the context of H-1B visas just dropped. Wow. So this situation is concerning for me personally, and I think for many of us should be. They're talking about as much as a 2x increase in bringing in foreign workers to fill U.S. jobs, coveted U.S. jobs in tech, within the realm of engineering, which includes software engineering, et cetera, many subcategories within engineering, which is quite broad. This trend concerns me. I would just say that from my personal experience as a U.S. veteran who worked very hard to finish my bachelor's degree, went on to complete my computer science master's, was able to just barely finish with a top GPA, 3.97, and yet it was so hard to land a position, which fortunately a while back I was able to land. And the reason it was so hard, there's so much competition from international applicants that inundate the application process. And even once hired on the team that I'm on currently, it certainly appears that approximately 80% of those I work with are here on an H-1B visa, certainly not U.S. citizens, still ramping up to learn U.S. culture, to kind of struggling to collaborate effectively across teams within different U.S. structure than what they're used to in their home countries. And all of this makes it not only harder to get these jobs in the first place for U.S. citizens, but once you have them, such as in my situation, to obtain promotions even for lateral moves. And how is this fair? And if we as U.S. citizens apply to these jobs internationally, do we even have a chance to get hired? I would say pretty much close to zero. So looking at a 2x increase makes it that much harder for those that were born here, that work here, that went to school here, to obtain a job within their own country and end up taking subordinate roles that instead go to international workers that come in. I don't see the competitive edge in terms of skill set. Those I work with are skilled. I value the skill sets of foreign workers and the talent and the commitment, the work ethic. I absolutely do. I've got those things too. Many U.S. citizens have those things too. I would say a heck of a lot do. And a heck of a lot that do can't find work. So I think we have a heck of a lot more work to do internally within our country to fill roles with people that are just as qualified domestically before bringing in a big influx of international workers.
Elon Musk is defending H-1B visas, and Trump's allies are not happy about that. Here's why this visa program is causing a massive divide in Trump's inner circle. The H-1B visa is a short-term visa for highly skilled workers. Think engineers, doctors, architects, and even artists. It's also been a crucial visa for tech companies, but it's also become a hot-button political issue. During Trump's first term, he suspended the H-1B program temporarily. Fast forward to now, with Trump's second term on the horizon, his allies like Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are publicly supporting the H-1B visa program. They think that this program is essential to filling talent shortages in America in various fields. Musk even has compared it to NBA teams trying to recruit international players. But not everyone agrees. Right-wing voices like Laura Loomer and Mike Cernovich, well, they're basically calling it a betrayal of the American worker. And Trump's appointment of a venture capitalist who's also in support of the H-1B program has sparked this condemnation. So really the big question is Trump going to crack down on the H-1B visa program once again? Or will tech leaders sway him to help keep the program intact? And here's the big kicker. Musk and others have a lot riding on this program, especially with lucrative government contracts and investigations into their companies at stake. Meanwhile, the H-1B visa program has had an impact on hundreds of thousands of workers and companies across the US.
Elon Musk and his favorite neo-Nazis are having a falling out because he said, I need to get more foreign workers because the American education system hasn't produced the kind of workers I want. This might be because American workers have a better relationship with unionization and stuff like that, which is saying a lot because America sucks for that. But also just because tech is even more focused on in some of these foreign countries, and also because he wants to exploit them by holding their visas over them, essentially. And the neo-Nazis are like, but you can do that to Americans too. And it's like, I can't. And this is his own fault. He has built this idea of, promoting these terrible business practices, which now is backfiring because his fans want him to exploit Americans, but he can't, even though he wants to exploit Americans. He really does. And so he's going to try and exploit foreign people, which the racists don't like because they hate foreign people.
If you're landing on this channel for your very first time, please consider subscribing and becoming part of us. And please leave your thoughts in the comment section about the episodes that we keep dropping, including this one. Thank you so very much. Yes, we are going to do a bit of fact check, of which we all know these things, right? Elon Musk, fact check number 1, he's an immigrant. Yes, so you think he's going to be against immigrants? He knows the benefits of having immigrants. Fact check number 2, he comes from South Africa, a country that had a system called apartheid that was based on exploitation of the South African black people, right? So none of the things that you see existing in South Africa was really built by them palm-colored people. So he comes from that system. A system that is based on enslaving and exploiting others, and he has the same values running deep in his veins. And trust me, when he transfers from there to here, don't think these things are going to stop existing in him. No, he wants to still continue the legacy of his great ancestors, and that is exactly what he is doing, right? And also, him being an immigrant himself, if he goes against immigrants, then he doesn't have a job. He doesn't have a place in the US at all, right? So that's why he's even advocating for these HB1 visas. It's not that American schools do not produce better skilled people that can do the same jobs. Absolutely not. Fact check number something. America was established on slavery. And I think this is the importance of us looking at the roots of how something begins, because at the end of the day, this is the foundation. So for them to continue progressing, millionaires and billionaires keep exploiting and using these same avenues to keep their businesses and their wealth going by exploiting others and enslaving others. You think America does not have workers? No, in fact, the reason as to why Americans are coming out to say, hey, what are you doing? It's because they have experts that can work in these fields, but they don't want to give them the jobs. They would rather want to transport slaves from across the sea to the Americas to keep the circle going. As much as people are saying chattel slavery ended, yes, there's another level of slavery that is ongoing in America, which is by these billionaires, these huge corporations. Yes, they keep satisfying and enlarging their bellies over and over and over, while they leave other people to rot in poverty. They leave other people to just be surviving on the masses of them. And I'm also wondering for the Donald Trump supporters that are upset about this thing, right? These guys, you guys were against immigrants, right? If these visas are open and people have to keep coming, because trust me, maybe the borders might be secured, but people are going to keep coming in, because guess what? The biggest sponsor of this government is that great scammer, that African immigrant that you have. He's not an African immigrant, honestly. He's a Dutch whatever, because that's where they come from. They came over here and took over and stole, right? These are some of the things that black people have been speaking about, and they've been stereotyped of how lazy they are. It's not because they are lazy. The skill set All of it is given to migrants. The black people and Americans in general are not given the same benefits that are given to these migrants. A migrant come over with nothing. They are given loans to begin businesses. Guess what? They don't just start businesses over here in your country. They start businesses even in their country. So they are taken away from you until when the palm coloreds have started feeling the hot seat. Now they are coming out because they know they are going to be at loss. They are losing in this one. You see where the double standards come in. If they are not affected, they will be quiet. Another fact check. The reason as to why Elon Musk does not want to use Americans is because they know the country very well. They know the cost of living. Yes, these other people have an advantage that a dollar goes a long way in their countries. And they are not used to such a quality way of living. Therefore, they will cope with anything that is given to them. Americans, they know the cost of living. They know the taxes that they have to pay. Therefore, you're not going to pay them minimally, just give them pennies and they keep quiet. No, they will strike. They will talk about it. They will demand for more. They are not asking for so much. No, they are asking for what rightfully has to be asked for, because who escalates the cost of living? Yeah, because the money is put into the pockets of big corporations. That's the reason as to why. Because he knows that if he uses Americans, they're going to give him a hard time. That's why he's looking for them, that they call mediocres, to bring here and dictate. Tell them what to do. When they have to do it, slavery, once again. So, this term, the Americans are going to have to endure a lot of things, because honestly, it is tough. Because apparently some of these people even call that scammer, that immigrant, the president. He's like, now DT is the vice president. And if you're talking about deportation of migrants, what is he doing there? That's the first person you have to deal with. Honestly, there are people that I personally feel like, I don't know what the world needs to do to deal away with them. Just get rid of them. Get rid of them. Because part of the problems that we have today are them. In fact, even South Africa, they don't like him. Here in Africa, we don't. We don't want anything to do with him. No. That is the reason as to why people are enraged. That's the reason. People are enraged. They're unaliving the CEOs. Because, yeah, these people are taking advantage of the people. And that's why I said, my goodness, who's going to help us get rid of these people? Because the biggest problem that we have today is people that want to keep getting richer, obsessed with power, obsessed with wealth and money, and they don't care about others. The mother of Elon Musk recently also came and said some things that sparked controversy. So the same belief system. They want slaves. That's exactly what they want. And they mentioned it. And you guys don't say that. They didn't tell you. They have made their manifesto very clear of what they want out of you. Can you imagine? Guys, what do you guys think? Put your thoughts in the comment section. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. And I will definitely see you in another amazing video. Until then, my name is Gracie and I love you all. Bye.